Hello, Rayniel. I hope I pronounced that right. I see you are in a car, so very interested. What's the situation here?
Well, I'm at work right now. Well, not on the clock yet, but right after this, I'm gonna hit to my turf and start working. I do door knocking.
Okay, interesting. How long have you been doing that, and what do you do it for? Is it a nine to five kind of job, or just something you do yourself?
So it's like a 9 to 5 job. I work with Sunrun. I've been doing it since February. So I quit my job at the bank. I worked at a bank, and then I quit that job to go back into sales. So I've been because I prefer doing sales, so I much rather do door knocking instead.
Yeah, got it. So, when did you join the real world, and what did you go into since joining?
When I joined the real world, I started in November. I was watching a lot of interviews from Andrew Tate, so he kept promoting the real world. So I'm like, okay, let me give it a shot. Gave it a shot at first. I was kind of obviously a lot of people they get skeptical when it comes to like some courses and stuff, and then a lot of the media was pushing out a bunch of stuff about him. But I got through all that. I started off with the freelancing course that worked really good. I started flipping stuff so I could get some trash to cash is how Moneybag Dylan would say. So that's how I first started. I just started flipping stuff.
Mhm. And is that where you made the majority of your income, or did you do something else?
I would say that was part of it. The majority of it was learning from Arno's SSS skills. So learning from his social skills, sales, and that's what
Got
made
it.
me want to get into sales. So doing these types of sales, this is where I made the majority of my money, which I implemented most of his training onto like approaching people, having developing the social skills and the sales tactics that he teaches us in the campuses to ramp up my production.
Okay. So, freelancing and business mastery, how much have you made since joining or within past few months?
Well, since joining, I would say in the past 3 months. Well, since I joined, it was a slow start for me, but past 3 months, I've taken it very seriously, and I've made around 5,000 within the span of 3 months.
hmm So, again, that's through freelancing and then implementing lessons from business mastery into sales, correct?
Exactly. Yes.
Got it. Okay, so you've been through both campuses. How different has the material been within them compared to what's out there what you've seen out there on the internet?
Um. Well, it's really like the personality that comes with it. Like they get really Arnold specifically, he gets really personable with like going over his courses, which he has his humor with it as well, which I really do like. So I just kind of me, I'm more like I like to replicate people who are successful, so that way I could put it into my own life, so that way I can kind of not really like copying, but taking what they do, implement it in my own tactics in terms of sales and social skills, in order to help me become more successful.
Okay, great. So, how has your average day changed since joining the real world, or has it? Has it not? And in terms of what I want from an answer, is average day now compared to average day before you joined? Did that make sense?
Yeah. So average day before I joined, I used to video game a lot. I played a lot of video games. And then kind of last year, that's when I hit that wall. Like I need to stray away from all that, stop wasting my own time, and get serious about my life. Because this type of content that I'm taking in the real world, it wasn't a lot of it wasn't available outside of it. So seeing a lot of people, they're on the same mission that I am, and seeing their wins, it pretty much helps me get motivated. get motivated and disciplined into putting that same work ethic into my own life. It's like, all right, let me sell my game systems and start just focusing primarily on just work 7 days a week. I need to escape this matrix somehow, and I can't do that if I'm constantly being taking. Uh, how do I say it? If I'm constantly being in the
Distraction.
video game, yeah,
Distractions, right?
distracted in the video game world, or even on my phone
Hmm.
too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I used to be the same, I mean, a few years ago. I had that ambition, as in the fire thing, but I just didn't know what to put it towards until I
Mhm.
joined the real world myself. So, yeah.
Exactly. And now
I
it's
can say
like
I've had a similar situation. Yeah.
yeah, and now it's like an average day for me is like, all right, I'm gonna do these push-ups. All right, here's how I'm gonna structure my day in order to hit my goals. And obviously, I also spent some time in the copywriting campus with Andrew, Professor Bass, and he has something called the G mindset. So I utilize that to help me structure my day, so that way I can make sure that it's successful.
Okay. Very nice. Love it. So, how different? I mean, sorry. What was the biggest challenge you faced when first starting out, let's say, with maybe sales or with what you're doing in freelancing? Or feel free to answer both.
Well, the biggest challenge for me was essentially figuring out what route I should go down. Because before, because when I started freelancing, I had a camera. Um, I had a camera, but I didn't know how to grow that business at all. Camera was like kind of like a passion thing for me. I wanted to, um, I wanted to kind of scale a business with that. Um, but then it came down to just time and money. Money is still like it's I'm still not haven't reached the above ceiling of that, so I'm still working on earning more. So I had to kind of stray away from that. So that made me switch from focusing on just freelancing. I'm still doing freelancing when it comes to like flipping, um, but with like say business mastery and starting to do sales, I pretty much it pretty much just changed the outlook of how I see the whole sales process.
Okay. Very nice. So, moving on to how has the community impacted you, if it's had any kind of effect? Maybe the Wins channel as well.
Oh, all that's great. It's all great motivation. Like you see everyone in there just winning and taking action and holding each other like with accountability. I see it as more like a kind of like a brotherhood that everyone in the community has. Like you go in there, you especially in like the positive masculinity. Um, if you're in the positive masculinity chats, those are all just full of people just helping each other, encouraging them. Like, hey, I feel down. I feel down. They go through like their whole situation, and you just have a group of guys just helping them and encouraging them, and then pushing them to not only get past it but move forward, taking the next steps. Here's what you should do this, so that way you don't feel like this anymore.
So, what did you expect when coming into the real world? Did you expect this kind of support and value and everything, or did you think it would be something different?
I thought it would be something different when I first started. I didn't really think much of it. I thought like, all right, so I'm just gonna go through the modules and then just implement it in life. But then when it came to like interacting with the guys in there, it all just kind of clicked. It's like, all right, this isn't just for me to learn from the professors, but there's a lot of people out here that some of them might even know other things that professors might not know. So if I'm able to connect with them as well, that'll help me greatly. So it's like an all around. It's like a worldwide network, as I should say.
Very cool. And now for a bigger question. What have been the three most impactful lessons you've learned from your time within the real world?
What stood out, I would say it's the lessons that Luke puts out when he talks about mindset and how to how to structure your work days. That really does help not only me out but a lot of people out. A lot of people are feeling very, you know, they're changing, it's changing them towards a much different much different view of life when Luke puts out those messages and lessons in terms of like not only just mindset but marketing and and helping helping us not only grow our income but grow our mindset at the same time. So having that content there, it makes it, you know, it makes it more impactful to be in this community.
Where do you see your life heading in 6 months to 1 year since you're on this trajectory now?
6 months to a year from now, well, I would say 6 months from now, I see myself actually being, in a sense, financially stable, being able to clear out the debts that I have, being able to actually be super focused on my goal, especially 6 months from now. Because right now it's a matter of me just putting in all the hard work, so that way I could reach to working smart now. So right now it's hard work. 6 months down the road, it'll be smart work. I'll be learning how to work much smarter. You know, pretty much timing and setting up setting up ways for me to work more efficiently. And then a year from now, I definitely see myself being like completely financially free. Whether that's whether I figure out how to properly market my current sales job online, or maybe a side hustle of mine is helping me. Maybe a side hustle from say because right now I'm currently in the new campus that came out. Um, that could help me make couple thousand more, add a couple more thousand to my income that I'm already making with this job.
Okay, very cool. So, to end off, since we are on a time limit, what advice would you have to people who are still unsure about joining the real world? Maybe they're thinking $450, it's a scam.
Well, I would say there's a lot more scams out there that are worth much more than that, but people are still, they're still going there. They're still People are still going to casinos. They're gambling. They're buying lottery tickets, and it's just $50. You can make $50 just by driving your car doing deliveries. Um, so if you really think it's a scam, I would say give it a try. Give it a try. See if lose that $50. If you get nothing out of it, okay, cool. Go find something else. But if you actually go in and implement the work that's being put out, all the content that's being put out in there, you'll
The
see the
lessons
value.
that are being taught, yeah.
Yep, you'll see the value that's being put out there, where that's worth more than $50. I mean, you're being taught by millionaires. All these millionaires, they have the experience, they have the mindset that you need to be successful. So if you're not willing to risk $50 each month, then you got bigger problems. You gotta figure out what really is what really is that you value in your life. So I would say take the risk, take the jump. What else do you have to lose? What else do you have to lose? You're not putting your car up for auction. You're just putting $50 in. And you're gonna get way more value. You're
Mhm.
gonna get 10x more value than that.
Right. Great. So, Rayniel, thank you for your time. For people who want to find out more about you or contact you, when can they do so?
I'm on Instagram. Have a fitness profile there. It's ambitious Spartans. You could check me out there. You could DM me, ask me for any, you know, fitness advice. I'm always in the gym. That's also another one of the main side hustles I have is I do coaching online, and with the marketing campus, I've learned, that's one thing I forgot to mention. With the marketing campus, I've learned how to actually you know, create content that attracts attention, I should say, and you know, retain clients and provide value for people. So you could see a whole lot of value on there. I'll be posting a lot more, but you could DM me, follow me on Ambitious Spartan on Instagram.
Perfect. So So again, thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to potentially doing a follow up with you once things have scaled to see how you're doing, document the progress. And until then, I wish you all the best.
Awesome. I appreciate you.